Dubai was once sold to the world as the ultimate paradise of luxury, a city where giant shopping malls became modern temples of wealth, attracting millions of tourists every single year. But in 2026, behind the glittering glass towers and endless Instagram videos, a darker reality is quietly emerging. Across Dubai, several once iconic malls are beginning to show signs of decline. Luxury stores are struggling, empty corridors are becoming more common, and many visitors now enter malls not to spend money, but simply to escape the brutal desert heat. The biggest warning sign appears inside Dubai Mall itself. Officially, the numbers still look incredible. More than 100 million visitors continue flooding through its doors every year, making it one of the most visited retail destinations on Earth. But there is one major problem hiding behind those statistics. Foot traffic no longer guarantees spending. Thousands of people walk through the mall every day carrying phones instead of shopping bags. Many tourists come only to watch the fountain shows, visit the aquarium, take photos for social media, and enjoy free air conditioning before leaving without buying anything. This has created a dangerous imbalance. The mall looks crowded, but the actual purchasing power inside is weakening. Reports suggest that the average amount spent per customer has been declining sharply. Luxury brands that once depended on wealthy tourists are now increasingly surrounded by window shoppers rather than serious buyers. Yet despite these warning signs, developers continue expanding retail space even further, adding hundreds of new luxury stores into an already saturated market. The situation becomes even more alarming when you realize how dependent Dubai's mall economy is on international tourism. If global travel slows down or another economic crisis hits, many of these giant retail spaces could suddenly become financial burdens rather than symbols of prosperity. A mall filled with tourists but lacking real customers eventually becomes nothing more than an expensive hallway with bright lights. One of the clearest examples of decline can be seen at Ibn Battuta Mall. Once celebrated as one of the most beautiful themed malls in the world, the complex was inspired by the legendary Silk Road journeys of the explorer Ibn Battuta. Its giant themed courts, decorative architecture, and enormous entertainment spaces once attracted visitors from across the globe. But today, many sections of the mall feel strangely quiet. The closure of Novo Cinemas removed one of the mall's biggest attractions, leaving behind dark and empty spaces where crowds once gathered. Restaurants and nearby stores that relied on cinema visitors also began suffering as foot traffic weakened. Even worse, some areas of the mall reportedly experienced water leaks and flooding during heavy rainstorms in recent years. For a place once designed to represent timeless luxury, images of leaking ceilings and empty corridors created a powerful symbol of decline. High-end stores slowly disappeared, replaced by discount retailers and clearance outlets trying to fill vacant spaces. The identity of the mall has completely changed. Instead of wealthy tourists spending hours shopping, many people now simply use the building as a shortcut to the metro station, or as a cool place to escape the heat. The mall transformed from a luxury destination into something much more ordinary. That change represents more than just economic decline. It represents the collapse of an entire dream. Another interesting example is City Walk. Originally designed as a glamorous European-style outdoor shopping district, City Walk promised luxury shopping in open-air streets inspired by Paris and London. But developers overlooked one massive problem: Dubai's climate. When temperatures rise above 120 degrees Fahrenheit, very few people want to walk long distances outdoors carrying expensive shopping bags. Luxury shoppers quickly disappeared, and many famous fashion brands struggled to survive. Faced with rising vacancies, developers were forced to completely rethink the purpose of the space. Today, much of City Walk has shifted away from luxury retail entirely. Clinics, universities, office spaces, and wellness centers now dominate large sections of the development. Instead of shoppers carrying designer handbags, you're more likely to see students with backpacks, or office workers grabbing coffee between meetings. This transformation reveals something important about the future of malls. Pure luxury retail alone may no longer be enough to keep these giant developments alive. To survive, malls are increasingly forced to become mixed-use environments focused on services people actually need every day. At the same time, a new generation of malls is changing the game entirely. Dubai Hills Mall represents the modern evolution of retail. Unlike older malls built mainly around shopping, Dubai Hills focuses heavily on entertainment and experiences. Its giant indoor roller coaster, advanced attractions, and highly interactive environment attract younger audiences raised on constant digital stimulation. The strategy is simple. Modern consumers can buy clothes online within seconds. Traditional shopping alone is no longer exciting enough. Malls now need to offer experiences that cannot be replicated through a phone screen. Roller coasters, entertainment zones, immersive attractions, and giant dining districts are becoming the real engines of foot traffic. Dubai Hills Mall succeeded because it adapted to this new reality faster than its competitors. But even this success comes with risks. Massive entertainment attractions are extremely expensive to operate and maintain. If visitor excitement fades over time, the financial pressure could become enormous. Meanwhile, older malls like Mall of the Emirates are struggling to maintain their former prestige. During the 2000s, Mall of the Emirates symbolized Dubai's rise as a luxury capital. Wealthy tourists from Europe, Russia, and Asia regularly spent huge amounts of money there, helping fuel the mall's extravagant attractions like Ski Dubai, the famous indoor ski resort built in the middle of the desert. But the global luxury market has changed dramatically. Many wealthy travelers are spending less openly than before. Others now travel to different destinations entirely. The result is a visible decline in luxury retail activity inside the mall. Stores remain open, but many corridors feel quieter than they once did. Even Ski Dubai, once viewed as a miracle of engineering, now highlights the financial challenges facing these giant complexes. Maintaining freezing temperatures inside a desert requires enormous energy costs. In the past, booming luxury sales helped justify those expenses. Today, weaker retail spending makes such attractions far more difficult to sustain profitably. Perhaps the clearest sign of changing times is how malls themselves are evolving. Some shopping centers now host yoga classes, fitness events, wellness programs, and public activities simply to attract visitors. Spaces once designed purely for shopping are increasingly becoming social and lifestyle environments instead. This reflects a larger global shift. Around the world, traditional malls are struggling against e-commerce, changing consumer habits, and economic uncertainty. Dubai is not unique in facing these challenges. The difference is that Dubai built its global identity around extreme luxury, giant projects, and record-breaking consumer experiences. That makes every sign of weakness feel far more dramatic. Still, Dubai continues adapting. New developments keep emerging, tourism remains strong, and the city constantly reinvents itself. The real question is whether the old model of endless luxury consumption can survive in a world where people increasingly prioritize experiences, practicality, and financial caution. The empty corridors appearing inside some malls may not represent the collapse of Dubai itself, but they do reveal the growing cracks in a system built heavily around tourism, luxury spending, and endless expansion. The era when giant malls automatically guaranteed economic success may finally be coming to an end. In the end, Dubai's malls tell a larger story about modern consumer culture. For years, people believed that bigger malls, bigger brands, and more extravagant attractions represented progress. But today, many of those same spaces are being forced to reinvent themselves just to survive. Some malls are evolving successfully through entertainment and mixed-use services. Others are quietly fading into irrelevance. But all of them now face the same difficult reality. In the modern world, attracting attention is easy. Convincing people to actually spend money is becoming much harder. And perhaps that is the biggest lesson hidden behind the glittering lights of Dubai. luxury alone is no longer enough to guarantee survival.